So hi guys, this is the part 2 video. Last time that was still shy G, so let's continue now. I'm going to make these videos short for you to watch. Half an hour I guess is alright. You can watch them at your own, whoever is watching them can watch them at their own pleasure. But if you do, please make notes because I think they might just help you, okay? So next topic is diffusion, and we will start with that right now. Okay, what is diffusion? Diffusion is the movement of particles from a region of their higher concentration to a region of their lower concentration. Right. Now I will just add some bit more concept. Higher concentration and lower concentration. Now I just want to just a bit, right, not too much, that the region of higher concentration, okay, I'm writing here, region of higher concentration means higher free energy, higher free energy to a region of the lower concentration, which means lower free energy. All right, and it's diffusion. All right, not osmosis. Osmosis is only for water. Diffusion is for every particle without any need for any energy. All right, I hope that is clear. Let's not complicate the simple things. DI, what have I written? I'm sorry, I don't know my spellings. Sorry guys, just let me correct it. Diffusion. All right, so let's see. Now this is another very important line that comes directly from NCERT. Let's make it with red now. What is the line? That the diffusion of one substance is independent of the direction of diffusion of another substance. Okay, now let's see this with an example. So let's say this is an area, a boundary, okay, and here solute concentration, particle concentration A is huge. There are no A's here, but on the contrary, okay, let's just make, I'm sorry, wait, let me just color coordinate it, okay, that way it will be very easy for you to understand. Oh, that is not rubbing. Yeah, well, so the white line, okay, let's say there are 4 blues here and just a blue here, and let's say red circles, there are 4 here and 1 here. So can you tell me what will be the direction of diffusion of the red ones? Well, the red ones will go like this, from region of their higher concentration to region of the lower concentration. And where will the blue ones go? Well, just the opposite way. But you can see that there is no boundary between them. There is no boundary. And as per this statement, the diffusion speed of this particle and the speed of this particle won't be hampered by each other, since both of them are different particles. This is one kind of particle and this is another kind of particle. So the direction of diffusion of this type of particle won't be in any way influenced by the direction of diffusion of this type of particle. You want to go that way, it's fine by it. This will go this way, its own way. Okay, so yes, this is a very important line, and it is a line from its NCERT. Okay, now there is another typical line of NCERT which I'll write here. Okay, you guys might feel bad because even I didn't, but if you read NCERT, you will find this line. Okay, I promise you that. Okay, and the line is the diffusion of gases and liquids is obvious, but the diffusion in solids in solids rather than of solids is more likely. Okay, please remember this line. Why am I writing it? Now, sometimes in exam, like there's a true false and statements like this can come. I'm not saying they will come, but they can come. Now, we don't know what will be in the paper, so all we can do is just study the NCERT by heart. What I did personally was revise both the NCERTs individually for around 15 times. Okay, I'm not exaggerating it. It is what I did. 15. That's a 1 5. I revised. All right, and I did that. So please do that, and it will be very helpful for you. All right, there's plenty of time now. NEET 2021. So let's focus on that. And now since we are studying what is the heading of the topic? Diffusion, right? We're studying diffusion. So what am I doing? I'm sorry. Since we are studying diffusion, let's just rub this out of the way. This is no way relevant. I'm telling what you guys must do, and I'm sure you guys will. Okay, so let's not hover on negativity much, and let's see the positive side. What is the positive side? Well, just learn. There is joy in learning. Just feel it and you will see. So the rate of diffusion, rate of diffusion. Okay guys, I will give you full notes. I won't leave up any part out. So this is the full chapter. Please see. And if you're liking this, please do the needful. Thank you. Share it with your friends. It helps. Concentration gradient, membrane permeability. Please leave some space here, right? I'm going to write some things. I'm just writing the conditions first, and let's then go. Temperature, and number 4 is density and size of particles, right? Concentration gradient, membrane permeability. Okay, temperature and density and size of particles. So let's define each of these and then we'll see. Concentration gradient. So this is very easy. Higher the gradient, then what happens? Rate increases, obviously. Okay, higher gradient and higher is the rate. High membrane permeability. This is also same. Higher membrane permeability leads to higher rate. Now what about temperature? Now what happens in temperature? As the temperature increases, kinetic energy of particles increases. Now you can correlate this with physics. Okay, as the kinetic energy of particles. Okay, let me just write it. This is what? Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann constant. And now where can you find this? KTG. Chapter is KTG. Okay. You can just refer to it. Yes, I have to know all these. So this is higher rate, but I won't be teaching that because I don't feel really confident. You know, अपना अपना सब है जो भी है. Is density and size of the particles is inversely proportional to rate. Okay, which means that this is the only thing which when increases the rate decreases, that when density or the size increases then rate decreases. That is the only thing out of these four conditions. So you just remember that if these three happens then rate increases, if these three increases then rate increases, and if these three increases, if these two increases then rate decreases. Okay, that's it about diffusion. Just keeping it short. Thank you. So next what we're going to study is diffusion pressure. It is, I think, a bit extra, but this might help you in case there are any sums, you know. Diffusion pressure. These are all NCERT, by the way. Please focus. Oh, I'm sorry. Please focus on this. These are all NCERT. If you read your NCERT, you can just take the chapter up, and you will see that everything is written. Okay, it's not like I'm making anything up. Okay, you can always check. Thank you, and you can tell me what you have seen. Okay, so what is diffusion pressure? Diffusion pressure is the pressure exerted by particles due to their kinetic energies. Kinetic energy, okay, kinetic energy. So let's say that we make let me use 2. Making a chamber, okay. Let's say this is A, this is B, side A and side B. Okay, and here let me make some particles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here let me just fill them. These are all particles, okay. So from this, what can I say? Diffusion pressure, right? Now can you tell me, these are all solute particles. Solute. This is solute. And the rest is what? Solution, right? This is filled with water. This is filled with water, okay. I don't think I'm doing justice, but please understand that these white things, these are actually what you call water filled 2 chambers, okay. And these are solute particles. I'm showing the solute concentration. So can you tell me the solute concentration, that is solute concentration of B is greater than A. Do we agree on that? So can you tell me what is the direction of diffusion? This way, right? See, the solute particles are less in A, so there is less number of solute particles. So what? Solvent is more. And what is this? Here the solvent is less, so here there is more pure water. Pure water is higher in this case. And pure water is less here since the solute is more. So which one will have more higher energy? So definitely this one will have more potential energy or higher energy, right? And this one will have less energy, less free energy. So we can also write from here that, let me just make this inference here, that, I'm sorry, psi A is greater than psi B. Okay, now let's come to diffusion pressure, right? Pressure. So dP, diffusion pressure of A is greater than diffusion pressure of B. Please refer here. Okay, Now let me introduce you to another term that is known as what? DPD, diffusion pressure deficit. Okay, the deficit of diffusion pressure, you can just remember it the opposite, deficit of diffusion pressure. So can you tell me, if A has higher diffusion pressure than B, then which has higher deficit in diffusion pressure? That is, I think you will understand that diffusion pressure deficit is the how much it is less. So since the diffusion pressure of B is less, so it has more deficit in diffusion pressure, right? I hope you can understand, but this is not really that important. This is an extra topic that was asked, I don't know, I think in thousands or something like that. So if you want to know, this is very simple. So you just understand it. Okay. So and oh yes, one more thing, that this white boundary you see now, this is a semi-permeable membrane, SPM. Okay. This is what? An SPM. So diffusion pressure deficit. So from this, what inference can we draw? So let's say this too. Let's just go with this. What diffusion can we draw this? I hope it's clear that we can draw this, because water potential means what? The potential energy of means water in that area. Now here in this chamber A, let me just scroll it some bit up. So in chamber A, there is less number of solute particles, so the water potential of A is greater than B. I hope this is justified, right? So now can you tell me in which direction diffusion osmosis will take place? Right, in this direction, right? So since osmosis can take place in this direction, we can say because of this. Now diffusion pressure can be correlated with this, and we can say that diffusion pressure of A is diffusion pressure is greater than diffusion pressure of B, since psi A, water potential of A, is greater than water potential of B. So what can we infer from that? That water, you can write it here like water moves from a region of higher, wait a minute, from a region of higher diffusion pressure to a region of lower diffusion pressure. Can we write it as this? I think we can. Just focus on this, and if you want, this is the feature of recorded lectures, that you can easily recap every part. So this is the inference that we draw, that water moves from a region of higher diffusion potential, diffusion pressure, sorry, from a region of higher diffusion pressure to a region of lower diffusion pressure. You can easily correlate it with this. Yes. And similarly, what can we say? Since I've written for this, I won't be writing for this. So what can we say? That water moves from a region of lower diffusion pressure deficit to a region of higher diffusion pressure deficit. Sorry, from a region of, okay, I'm sorry, I will just repeat it again. I don't think I said it well. So diffusion pressure deficit. So what can we say? That water moves from a region of higher, sorry, lower diffusion pressure deficit to a region of higher diffusion pressure deficit. Okay, I think this is very simple. So next we move on. Let me see how much time I've been recording this. 19 minutes. Okay, not a problem. Next we move on to our next topic, that is what? Facilitated diffusion, right? Let's start with this. Facilitated faci sorry for my handwriting, but I think it is at least legible. Do let me know. Thank you. So, what is facilitated diffusion and why does it happen, first of all? Now, when we will study cell, we will talk about. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. So, yes, when we will study cell, you know, what was the Singer Nicholson model? For now, just remember this about, plasma membrane. That this is plasma membrane. Just remember this Singer and Nicholson model, right? It is bilayered and yes, yes, yes. I know you guys know. It is present in the cell. So let's see. What is this? Hydrophobic or hydrophilic head? And this is what hydrophobic or hydrophilic tail. If you think you know the answer, please stop and say it out to yourself, okay? And I'll continue. So this is hydrophilic head. Hydrophilic head. Philic means loving, and this is what hydrophobic. Phobic means phobia, having a phobia, that is having a fear. This is hydrophobic. Sorry, I'm sorry. Hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobia. This is fears water. Yeah, they have two tails. Okay. Okay. So let's start with facilitated diffusion. Means formally. So what I'll okay. Let's start here. I don't know what happened. Okay. So let's since plasma membrane. So what can we write? That since plasma membrane PM. Okay. Let me just write bracket PM so that no one has any trouble understanding. Since plasma membrane is mainly made up of lipids, so it is mainly hydrophobic zone. So it's mainly a hydrophobic sorry mainly a hydrophobic zone, right? You can refer to this cartoon that I made, that this is the hydrophilic part outside, and between, everything in between is hydrophobic, right? So we can say that it is, since it is made up of mainly of lipids, its middle portion is fully hydrophobic. Its middle portion is fully hydrophobic, so we can call it what? Hydrophobic zone. There are two layers, and in between everything is hydrophobic. On the heads are hydrophilic. So what can we say? That it is really hydrophobic in nature. So the lipid soluble molecules. So what happens due to this? So it is mainly a hydrophobic zone, right? So due to this hydrophobic nature, what happens that the substances, the lipid soluble substances, the lipid soluble molecules easily pass through it. Sorry, can easily cross through the plasma membrane. But one can ask, okay, so one can ask, say, what happens to the lipid insoluble substances, for example, the proteins and all those things. And I will like to make one thing even something more clear: lipid soluble. Okay, lipid soluble term means hydrophobic molecules. Okay, this means this. So, so due to this hydrophobic nature, the lipid molecules can easily pass. Just ignore this. Okay, yes. Can easily cross through the plasma membrane. But what about the other hydrophilic molecules? Can cross hydrophobe. So now, how will the hydrophilic molecules, what will the hydrophilic molecules do? What will the hydrophilic molecules do? Well, they cannot cross the lipid bilayer. Okay, this is a simple fact. They cannot cross the lipid bilayer. But if this happened, then like this cannot happen, right? We need proteins in our body. So what happens? So thereby the movement, their movement has to be what? Has to be in volts facilitated. Yes, their movement has to be facilitated by what? Carrier proteins. Facilitated. That occurs with the help of some hydrophilic protein carriers bar channels. Some hydrophobic carriers or channels. So what is important to be focused here is this protein sorry. What is important is this protein hydro. It is happening. Protein hydrophilic protein channels or carriers. I'm sorry for that. So you need to focus on these words. If you can remember, please don't write the wrong thing. But if you can remember, well and good. But it is what it is. So if you can remember, it is very good. If you cannot, just leave it. Okay, I don't think this much details will come, but still no one knows. So I am telling you. Okay, the same thing was told to us. Okay, so it's not like I'm making them up, but the fact that I'm just passing on the information or the education that I have myself received. Okay, so let's go. Now facilitated diffusion. Now some facts. Let's just, can we just zoom in a bit? About facilitated diffusion. Okay, let's write some facts about facilitated diffusion. Just remember this. Okay, now the protein channels used are highly specific in nature. They are highly specific in nature, and they're also the protein channels here, just copy it, are highly sensitive to protein inhibitors since they're protein channels. They can also be saturated, right? Give me a moment, just let me see. Yes, facilitated diffusion can become saturated. Okay, fourth, they do not need ATP. They do not need ATP, since you can see facilitated diffusion. The word diffusion is still used, so we can, like, it's a clear giveaway that it is not needed. Okay, that is ATP is not needed. Now there are some facts. It is a passive process. That we can, what can we infer from this? That it is a passive process. Now some facts, some more facts. Okay, you can write this one. This is nice. This is given in NCERT. Okay, the water channels present in the plasma membrane this is not you can write, yes, the present in the plasma membrane made up of 8 different types of, oh, I should have said what is porins, right? Is made up of 8 different types of aquaporins. This is present in NCERT. Is made up of 8 different types of aquaporins. Okay, this is mentioned in NCERT. Now, what are aquaporins? They're transmembrane proteins. If you want, you can write it. Okay, aquaporins are transmembrane proteins made up of 8 different types of aquaproteins, right? Now, what are porins? Now, porins are small pores which are present in bacteria. Now, porins are also present in the outer. Porins are present in bacteria. Okay, and also the porins are also present. Okay, just leave it. I am not very sure about this, so I will skip that. But please, if you guys would like to know, please, like, tell me. Okay, I don't think I'm very sure of this information. I just need to refer to my copy once. Okay, so I'll just skip it. I'm sorry. Okay, now let's finish this by, for the last time, going what is active transport, with active transport, and then a final chart comparing all the type of transports. Okay, active transport. Wait, let me just see once. No, we will do it in next video. Okay, we will do it in next video. Thank you guys. I will see to what the porins thing is. I'm sorry for that. Okay, thank you.